Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I want to talk to you about the things that the fearful avoidant attachment style needs the most in the workplace to feel aligned, inspired, successful, and what you can do to start sort of being aware of these different components and how they can affect your decision making at work. If you want to do a deeper dive, by the way, into this stuff, we literally have, you can check it out for free for 7 days, an entire attachment styles in the workplace with your reprogramming, your pain points, everything for your attachment style that you need course. And it's sort of like a program. And you can also check out our burnout course if you're struggling with burnout. I know that's a huge thing for so many people right now. And again, you can check them out for free for the next 7 days by clicking in the link below. So the very first thing that's quite important is fearful avoidants need to, in order to feel like truly at peace at work, motivated, the best version of yourself. One of the most important things you can do for yourself as a fearful avoidant is do core wound reprogramming. Remove the wounds from your subconscious mind that you've acquired. Your attachment style goes with you everywhere. It's your programming, right? So it goes with you into work, into your relationship with money, into your friendships, your family, your romantic relationships. It goes everywhere. And so what we can do is we can actually reprogram these things. You weren't born with them. They got acquired through programming, and you can use the same tools and steps and principles to deprogram these things. And for fearful avoidance, those major core wounds that tend to show up are things like I am trapped, I am helpless, I am powerless, I am unworthy, I am bad, I'm not good enough. Sometimes fearful avoidance can have like shame wounds, feelings of defectiveness. If they make a mistake, they can be really hard on themselves. They can feel unseen, unheard. So there's a lot of the core wounds, and obviously a huge wound, the biggest wound is often around distrust. So, by removing these core wounds at a subconscious level, they no longer have to impact you at work in the same way. And it can be very helpful for growth and just for like stability. So that you can feel like you are the best version of yourself without having to deal with all the chaos that happens when you're emotionally dysregulated, because it's really challenging. You didn't ask for those programs to begin with. Those things are not your fault, right? Those got acquired through usually some form of traumatic events. So that's the first thing that is very important. The second thing, in terms of like the actual positive needs, so if you imagine your needs are kind of like buckets, and you want to fill up these buckets, because the more these buckets are filled, the more inspired and fulfilled you'll actually feel. One of the biggest things is growth. Fearful avoidants thrive on growth, and whether you've consciously realized it or not, you're usually looking for growth in some form. And you're, in your relationships as a fearful avoidant, you're often looking for the most, the best time in your relationship, the best date, for everything to be on like a high at all times. This is largely driven partially by connection, but also mostly by growth, right? Because you can connect without it having to be the best all the time. The best all the time mentality or mindset is usually growth or achievement oriented. So you'll see a lot of that. Fearful avoidants also in the workplace love opportunity, love novelty. They like to see that there's like new things to try, new things to do. They often really struggle, I would say more than any other attachment style on average, with routine, with things that seem monotonous, with struggling with like having to repeat the same task over and over again. This tends to be just really challenging for fearful avoidance as a whole. If it's a very detailed task and there's a repetitive element, but there's a new learning or a new change or some kind of new environment that you're doing it in or things like that, it's usually not as tough. But if it's like the exact same thing over and over again, fearful avoidance tend to really, really struggle with this. Another big thing is fearful avoidants need to feel empowered. They need to feel like they can trust their workplace, the people around them. They also need to feel like they have a sense of personal power and autonomy at work. When it feels like this is infringed upon, trust or autonomy or freedom, again, we'll see a fearful avoidant start wilting in the workplace. And remember, like when I'm communicating these needs that are important for you at work, these are things that if you don't have, it doesn't mean change workplaces. It means go communicate that you need more of these things. Go have conversations, discussions, go initiate these things in your workplace for yourself. Do everything you can first to try to like make these things happen. And if you're choosing a new workplace, look for these things intentionally, right? The next thing is fearful avoidants need to feel seen, heard, and connected to others. They can work alone if there's like a lot of independence and autonomy, but usually they really do yearn for some form of human connection, not in excess, the way that an anxious preoccupied tends to like need a lot more of that to feel like they're thriving. But as a general rule, this tends to be something quite important. Another thing is fearful avoidants need to feel respected by people in their workplace. As soon as they feel disrespected, often it leads to a form of dysregulation. And they need to generally feel like there is freedom from being micromanaged in the workplace. And they want to feel like they can make their own decisions. A lot of fearful avoidants tend to actually be like quite entrepreneurial because they thrive outside of their comfort zone. They usually deal with chaos well. They usually like growth. They like new things. They know how to sort of roll with the punches and be resilient. And they really value that autonomy and freedom. So these tend to be things that, are a fairly like comfortable zone for a fearful avoidant one way or the other. But these are the things that are generally really important in terms of needs as a whole. Yes, some element of like security is there that can be important, but I would say very, very small compared to the amount of autonomy, freedom, novelty that tends to be valued by fearful avoidants. And last but not least is I would say fearful avoidants tend to be quite good with like comfort, like being sort of like they want to feel like they're cozy and they don't have to be like too dressed up for work or too put together or too serious all the time for work. And I find that to be a big pattern as well. I know that's so random, but I have seen that like really congruently a lot of the time. So anyways, these are the major things. These are really important needs to pay attention to align yourself with. And that's basically it for today, for this part of the series. If you want to do a deeper dive again, check out that course. We've got a burnout course too. If you're struggling with that, you can check out. And if you are looking to sign up to become a certified coach through the personal development school, through it's a relationship coach through integrated attachment theory, all the things I teach on this channel, you can do a live training with me for 8 weeks. We have limited spots that will be available. You can join the wait list below if you want to check it out. And there's also more about the curriculum and all that exciting stuff in there. I also teach business training in there, how to develop your business, build a funnel, all sorts of things to really help you like thrive in that environment. So anyways, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.